Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. Don't forget to subscribe, and I apologize for any background noise. I'm traveling, and there's a noisy street or busy street next to me. But today, I want to talk about AI because I think AI is proving that social media is going to be the death of us all. There's an amazing recent study we're going to be talking about, and AJ Dellinger of Gizmodo had a really good write-up on this, and here's what's going on. Now, there was a recent study conducted by researchers at the University of Amsterdam, and they essentially put AI chatbots into a simple social media structure to see how they would interact with each other. And of course, they found that even without the algorithm, meaning that algorithm on Facebook, Twitter, etc., that pushes us, even when the chatbots didn't have it, they tended to organize themselves based on their pre-assigned affiliations and then self-sorted themselves into echo chambers. And so this study, which was published in ARXIV, took 500 AI chatbots powered by OpenAI's GPT-4o Mini, and then prescribed them specific personas. Then they were essentially unleashed on a basic social media platform that had no ads and no algorithms offering content discovery or recommended posts served into that user's feed. Those chatbots were then tasked with interacting with each other and the content available on the platform. So, over the course of 5 experiments, all of which the chatbots engaged in 10,000 actions, the bots tended to follow other users who shared their own political beliefs. The researchers also found that essentially these chatbots, rather the users, aka chatbots, who posted the most partisan content, tended to get the most followers and reposts. And yeah, I could have told you that one. So these findings don't exactly speak well of humanity, considering the chatbots were intended to replicate how we interact. And of course, none of this is truly independent from those algorithms like the Facebooks of the world, because these bots have been trained on human interaction that has been defined by decades now. And so how we behave on basically an algorithm-dominated world is what they understood their personas to be. And so they are emulating the already poisoned brain versions of ourselves. So I'm not 100% sure how we come back from this. This is a huge, huge issue. Now, to combat the self-selecting polarization, the researchers tried a whole bunch of stuff. So they tried offering a chronological feed, devaluating viral content, hiding follower and repost figures, hiding user profiles, and amplifying opposing views. None of these interventions really made a dent, failing to create more than a 6% shift in engagement given to partisan accounts. In the simulation that hid the user bios, the partisan divide actually got worse, and extreme posts got even more attention. So it seems that social media is basically a structure that may simply be untenable for us to navigate without reinforcing our worst instincts and behaviors. And I've been paraphrasing Dellinger for a while here, but let me quote him directly. Social media is a funhouse mirror for humanity. It reflects us in the most distorted of ways. It's not clear there are strong enough lenses to correct how we see each other. End quote. Now, I've been thinking about this one for quite some time today, and I've come up with a couple of different thoughts on this because I quite frankly think that because of social media, we're being wired in a way that are making some constant truths kind of immutable here. And so I think the first one is that it's hard to break habitual patterns of both thoughts and choices. Very few people jump from one extreme end to the other. If you're far right, you're not going to go far left and vice versa. And so by virtue of that, the middle is shrinking because many people aren't seeing truly both sides, given that we are silently and subconsciously being pushed one way or the other. It's also hard for people to accept and admit when they're wrong. You see it online. People dig in their heels. People get more partisan. People defend fact that isn't a fact or numbers that aren't correct, et cetera, et cetera. It's very hard to admit that. And I think we as humanity need a dose of that acceptance. We're always going to be wrong at some point, right? It's easier for the worst of humanity to take advantage of the rest of us. This is what this is essentially proving. I mean, look at some of the largest followings online and the hyper partisanship that it brings on platforms like X, et cetera, where you have deeply partisan divides and some of the loudest voices in the room that are oftentimes putting out demonstrably false information, but stating it like it's a fact, and people line up behind it. It's a huge, huge problem. Now, I'm not prescribing this to one side of the political spectrum or other. It's a problem all the way around. Also, killing the algorithms that have utterly exploded this problem, like the Facebook algorithms of the world, may lower the temperature here, But again, if basically we were able to go back and do a brain reset before all of these algorithms took place, we're going to get to this same place on social media without algorithms, without that recommendation, without that push. It's just going to take longer. So either way, this is a tough one to sell. And I think this is a big issue that we as humanity are going to have to face. And quite frankly, like AJ Dellinger's great article, I don't know how we come back from this, but I'd like to try. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well, where hopefully the algorithms will happily push you to me. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please, please, please attempt to stay private, informed, secure. Take care.